What's up, guys? Samoan Fan 101, and I'm sorry I haven't been making videos in the last couple to a few days, but I've been sick. Yeah, first I got a little while ago I got the flu bug, and now I get a sore throat, which for the most part gone away, but now has been replaced by a stuffy nose, which I have tissue here, thank God, and still kind of a coughing fit. Oh, speaking of which. Sorry about that. Which is why I have my trusty bottle of root beer right there. So, with that said, I may sound a little different in this video, but, and for that I apologize, but I have not been deterred. I just wanted to wait until I could actually talk normally, for the most part. So, with that said, let's get to, damn, dry hair. Let's get to, uh, a video I've been wanting to make for about a week or so now. It has to do with the one of the biggest wrestling names of the past decade and current megastar in New Japan, former IWGP champion Kazuchika Okada. Um, now, God damn it, my hair. Now, Okada is one of the greats. Wow. Yeah, Okada is one of the greats, but something I've noticed in the past year, ever since last year's Dominion, is is his rivalry with a certain somebody. AJ Styles, then Hiroshi Tanahashi, and now Tetsuya Naito. And it just reminded me of something that looked very similar. Simply put, Kazuchika Okada is playing the role of Hollywood Rock from 2003. Let me explain. Think about it. Rock, the year before, 2003, started the rivalry with Hulk Hogan. We all know that. Hogan was the heel, Rock was the face, so people cheered Hogan in favor instead of Rock. But still, the rivalry started, and it wasn't settled until a year later. In many cases, same with Okada and Styles. One of Okada's biggest rivalries was with Styles. Um, Styles, of course, beat Okada at the Wrestling Dontaku show in 2014 for his first IWGP title. And he beat Okada in two separate rematches. One of them, a triple threat with Michael Elgin at Global Wars that year, which was a great match, by the way. And another one with just Okada at the Back to Yokohama Arena, which was a better match than the Dontaku show, and a match that Styles won. Again, Rock was kind of and Rock was similar. He started the rivalry with Hulk Hogan, only had one match, one one-on-one match. All he needed was one one-on-one match. Um, and then the next year they settled the rivalry. Same thing with Okada and Styles. The year afterwards, 2015, last year, Okada wanted a rematch with Styles for the IWGP title. It was basically the Okada comeback story. It was going to defeat his demons and defeat the two greatest rivals that he never truly ended the rivalry with. One of them was with AJ Styles, the other one was Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, with the Styles one, it's similar because you have a big major name who spent years in another promotion, Hogan in WCW, Styles in TNA, who all of a sudden makes his leap onto this promotion, which he's been in before, Oh, Styles only on a few matches, but anyways, sorry, excuse me, root beer. And what happens? He makes it big pretty much on his first day in, because what happened when Styles debuted? He attacked Kazuchika Okada and joined the Bullet Club, replacing Finn Balor as the leader as Finn Balor was leaving, or then he was known Prince Devitt. Sorry, stuffy nose. See, this sucks ass. Sweet, I made the shot. Anyways, trash cans over there. Anyways, point I'm trying to make. Okada's playing Rock's role in 2003 because he starts the rivalry, the backstory, and of course, that last year he beats Styles in the rivalry officially. Of course, there's more matches than the Rock had with his opponents, but with because he was part-timing it by 2003. But here, Okada was finishing up the rivalry with the major guy, Styles. He was finishing up the rivalry and finally cementing himself as the comeback story. Not so much with Rock. That was more, and there was also more to prove that he can defeat him another time. Because Okada has beaten him before, only once in the G1 Climax tournament the year before, 2014. But 2015, 2015 was awesome as well for Okada. And Okada beat Styles, proved that he was the better man, and it was like he finished one major rivalry with another wrestler. For Rock, it was Hogan, and for Okada, it was Styles. Now, after that rivalry ended, he set his sights on the one man that, at the biggest stage of them all, he can never beat. Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom has toppled Okada twice. And not saying Okada hasn't gotten wins over Tanahashi, he has. As far as I'm aware, the only pinfall victory Rock had over Austin was winning the match for the Team WWF versus Team Alliance at Survivor Series 2001. Although that was only because Kurt Angle hit Austin with the belt. But in this case, but think about it. What was the Rock Austin build-up about? About the fact that Rock has beaten them all except one. He has beaten every person except one, and that was Austin. He wants to beat Austin to prove his legacy. Okada is very similar. Okada faced Tanahashi twice at Wrestle Kingdom, two different Wrestle Kingdoms in the main event, and twice he lost. And Tanahashi was like the Austin, in which case he would beat Tanahashi at the two different ones. Austin did too. WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 17. And Tanahashi, I know one of the matches was at Wrestle Kingdom 9. The other match, if I remember correctly, was at Wrestle Kingdom 8. No, Wrestle Kingdom 7. Because Wrestle Kingdom 10, it was the third match. 9, which was last year, was the second match. 8 was the main event between Tanahashi and Nakamura. And 7, that was 2014. Because I remember 6 was 2012. And Okada was in a squash match that he would challenge Okada in a title match the next month. So, 2013, definitely. Oh, God. My coughing is going to get bad. So, sorry, guys. So, that's the thing. So, why it's just very interesting. to say the least. That now all of a sudden Okada was playing The Rock's role, and what happened at their third and final match? Okada and The Rock won. Rock finally beat Austin. Okada finally beat Tanahashi. And Okada, it was slightly, you could say it was bigger in a sense because he not only beat Tanahashi, but he also retained his championship. Because if you remember last year, when he lost to Tanahashi, he was crying. And Tanahashi just basically rubbed it in his face saying, "You're not ready yet, kid." Which was kind of a heelish thing to do. That just rubbed it in Okada's face. And from then on, it was like the Okada comeback story. Not so much The Rock, but still the similarities are there. And what happens next? Well, they put over not necessarily a younger guy, but much fresher to the main event scene. Rock, the next month at Backlash, put over Goldberg. And Okada, at the next month, at the New Beginning show, one of them at least, put over Tetsuya Naito, in turn also giving him the IWGP title. But that does actually bring up a good question. It's like, what's the difference there? Well, it's simple. What's the similarity there? Simple. Tetsuya Naito, while he's a young guy, is not necessarily a new guy. And Goldberg, he was still young enough to do stuff, but he wasn't like at his peak like in WCW. And these weren't necessarily young guys, like younger, newer guys. These were guys who had been around for a while, but were fresher to the main event scene in some light or another. So what happens next month? Okada and The Rock, in their respective years, put over the fresher guy in Goldberg and in Tetsuya Naito. Now, with that said, Okada's had a lot more, because he's a full-time wrestler, he's had a lot more chances of having more matches putting over certain guys. Instead of beating, say, AJ Styles once, he beat him twice last year. Unlike Rock, who only beat him once. And also keep in mind, because it's New Japan, because he's a full-time wrestler, this was spread out over months and months of periods, where Rock really only did this in a matter of 3 months, which was February, March, April, and maybe early May, but that was about it. So there are differences, but Rock was pretty much playing, but Okada's pretty much playing the role of Rock from 2003. He finishes 2 big rivalries with two of his biggest opponents ever. For The Rock, it was Hogan and Austin. For Okada, it was Styles and Tanahashi. And as for the next opponent for each of them, they put over not necessarily a younger guy, but a fresher guy to the main event scene. For Okada, it was Tetsuya Naito, who just also was put over by Okada at the Dominion show this past Sunday. Great match, by the way. And The Rock put over Goldberg, which would spark Goldberg's, at first, good run in WWE, and then they fucked it up with Triple H at the Elimination Chamber. Hate that shit. But anyways, that's just my thoughts. It's just very, I just thought about it a few weeks ago. Like, wait a minute, Okada's playing Rock's role. It's just that in terms of the heel face role, Rock was the heel, Okada was the face. And it was just like really like weird to see. But it also made a lot of sense. Like, you finished 2 big rivalries, 2 of the biggest rivalries that you've ever had with a wrestler, only to put over a younger guy. You have to admit, with the with how strong he looked going into his the next opponent, you had to know that Rock and Okada put over their opponents big time. I mean, it wasn't just some kind of. It wasn't just like, say, a mid card guy they were losing to. They were losing to main event guys, but guys who were not necessarily new to the main event scene. I mean, Naito previously had his moments, like his match with Okada a couple years ago at Wrestle Kingdom in 2014. But that wasn't even the main event. That was the co-main event. So this was like his first like real run in the main event. So with that said, I just thought I should get it out there. I just thought it would be a nice little bit of trivia to let you guys in on. Well, see you next time, guys, where I continue my number 9 on the top 10 best video game series of all time, in my opinion. Until next time, guys, I will see you later.